Uh, Hello dear students. So next let us understand a case study discussion on moving averages. So already we discussed like what is this different methods comes under this demand forecasting. So moving average is a method which comes under the statistical method of demand forecasting. Okay. So there are different methods, but this is one among them, moving average. Okay. So probably in this moving average, they might ask us to calculate 3 years moving averages or 4 years moving averages or sometimes 5 years moving averages. So what is this moving averages? You are just taking the average of the different years what we have in our question, and after that like moving averages like to the next year, moving the year might be moved from the year to the next year, say for example year 1 to year 2 or else year 2 to year 3. So the purpose of identifying or studying this moving averages is just to identify the fluctuations happening in our business. Okay, so the trend is going upward or downward, what are the changes, whereby after identifying certain things, where we come to know or we can take a decision like the demand should be increased or to be decreased. That is the main purpose. Okay, right. So in this sum they are asking us to calculate 5-year moving averages from the following data, and where different years and production for the different years is the two things, first two columns is given in our question. Okay, nearly I think there are different 2011 to 2022 and its production from 11 to 2022 is given. The next part, that is moving total as well as averages, where we need to find out those two things. So since this is 5-yearly moving averages, what we need to do is take the first 5 years. So I am just explaining the third column. See here 14, 17, 22, 28 and then 26. Okay, take the first production of first 5. So after taking that, so where we need to see the center point for the first 5, where it lies, center point 14, 17, 22, 28, 26, center point is 22, right? Center point is 22. That is the reason that for the first 2 rows, the total it is mentioned as nil. We need to take the center point. Okay, if it is 3 years or 4 years, method might be different. Since we are studying this 5 years, just understand that. So center point is 22. As usual, you take the total of first 5. Since this is 5 years moving averages, take the total of first 5, write the total there. Okay, next see the next 5. Okay, take the center point, I mean in the center point, in the place of center point, straight to that you should write the total. Okay, so same way you need to write, I mean you need to take the 5 years moving total. We are not taking averages now, averages is for the next column. So we are just taking the total for the first 5 and coming to the next, that is 17 to 18, again 22 to 29. So it might be goes like that. So if we do that process, again the last 2 rows will be nil. If you work on in the same way, same step, like the last 2 rows will be also nil. Okay, so this is the thing. Center point we need to take, that you have to take in your mind, right? So now we work out the total, that is moving total, that part is over. The next one is actually we need to find out moving averages. Okay, so averages in the sense as usual, total divided by 5 years, right? So total divided by 5. Since here it is 5 years moving averages they are asking us to calculate, so you need to divide it by 5. If at all if they are asking 4 years, by 4, 3 years by 3. So just that is the purpose of actually averages, that is the main thing that we do. You will be taking the total divided by the number of observations, right? So the same thing, if we do that divided by 5 and 111 divided by 5, so all these things divided by 5, so that is what the actual moving averages where we can able to get for these different number of Yes. So this calculation, it varies if they are asking for 3 years or 4 years, okay, whatever number of years if they are asking in our question, where we can able to identify all such things. Only one thing that you need to know that why we are identifying, why we are discussing all these things is just to identifying the trend. So all these things comes under this trend projection, right? Okay. So by understanding this trend projection, by understanding this mathematical calculations, experts, they come to know like the demand should be increased or to be decreased, okay, in what position actually the production that we are running. So all such things can be identified in a numerical way, not by in a theoretical part we are studying. So by a proper calculation, by doing a proper calculation, we can understand in a proper format. So that is the purpose of studying all such things. This is one among them. We have different methods like exponential, time series, least square. So each has different methodologies, methods where we can calculate. Probably we might discuss in some other sessions. Okay, thank you.